What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care, and right now I'm taking a look at the new studio album from Avatar. This one is entitled Avatar Country. So anyways, let me not waste any time and give you a background and my personal thoughts on Avatar as a band. So anyways, Avatar started out as a melodic death metal band, but evolved in their sound with sounds such as groove metal, progressive metal, and even avant-garde metal. And you could definitely tell the kind of groove metal and even some avant-garde metal, especially on this record, the avant-garde metal on albums such as Hail the Apocalypse and even their last album, Feathers and Flesh, which, if I would have started my YouTube channel a little earlier, that album would have definitely made my best albums of the year list for that year. I really enjoyed the concept of that album, which was about an owl going to war against the world. And also, I really enjoyed the singles on that thing. The Eagle Has Landed, which is pretty much the song that got me into the band, with that chorus is just catchy, and I like to sing along to it every time it's in the car. And then we have Night Never Ending and New Land, which were released shortly after that. And I pleasantly enjoyed those tracks afterward. Going into this album, I was pretty ecstatic to see what Avatar had up their sleeves on this record. Because, well, in case also, if you don't know, Avatar have a stage presence that kind of looks like they wear kind of circus clothing. I guess that's part of their personas. But anyways, the first single we got off of this thing was A Statue for the King, and I have to say that also this was released the same day that the album was announced, and I have to say that A Statue for the King really has a nice balance between the melodic death metal kind of singing and groove metal riffs, while also kind of having a good unique balance as to bringing the character, the king, which is this album's character, into the fold of the story. Also, I kind of find it a little funny that every single song on this record, in case you didn't know, has the word king in it. But anyways, let me talk about some of these tracks. So the first song that we have is Glory to Our King, which is pretty much a less than a minute introduction into this album. And I have to say, this is pretty much kind of like Avatar's Swedish national anthem kind of thing for this character. And then we get into the track Legend of the King, which has a really great balance of the melodic death metal singing and the groove metal riffs. It's a great shredding music piece for the first, I'd say, minute or two. It definitely has some pretty good guitar riffs, and I really enjoyed the solo on this song. Also, I have to say that my favorite track off of this thing is The King Welcomes You to Avatar Country, which kind of starts off more bluesy. Some people have said that it's more country because, I mean, country's in the name of the song and the album, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think that this track would definitely make Angus Young, Brian Johnson, or, you know, any member of AC/DC proud, and maybe for those who are still waiting on a new AC/DC record, I guess you could say. But anyways, there is one track I definitely have to mention, and that's King's Harvest, because whenever I listen to this track, I'm going to be honest here, I kind of felt like the main riff on this song kind of reminds me of the riff in Sepultura's Roots, Bloody Roots. If you've never heard that song, definitely go check it out. You'll probably hear a side-by-side comparison, I'm sure. You see what I mean? But anyways, I want to talk about the last two songs on this record before I wrap up on this review. So anyways, let me not waste any time into those. The first one we get is Silent Songs of the King Part 1, Winter Comes When the King Dreams of Snow. And I have to say that this is probably one of my highlights on this record because, well, it doesn't feel like an Avatar song, in my opinion. I feel like it's more Avatar kind of being more in the background and kind of bringing out more of this ambient and dreamlike kind of atmosphere, but also kind of bringing more dark keyboards into the mix of the sound on the song. And that's what I really enjoyed about this track. And then we get Silent Songs of the King Part 2, The King's Palace, which brings the band back instrumentally. And I have to say that the guitar work on that track is pretty stellar. But anyways, y'all, my overall thoughts on this record, I really enjoyed this album. just as much as the previous one, and I'm definitely going to be going back to this album. If you're into kind of, I would say, a mix of melodic death metal, groove metal, and somewhat avant-garde metal, I think you're definitely going to enjoy this album just as much as I did. My overall rating on this is probably going to be a 9.5
out of 10.
Most likely because I did say that there are 2 tracks that I'd skip. But I have to say that the musicianship on the record is pretty phenomenal, and everything from music to lyrics is pretty fantastic. So anyways, y'all, thanks for watching this video. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over here to catch up on more content or watch another video. If you want to see the last video I did, you can click right over here to catch up on that. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.